Hey, this is Angela Marie with Find Your Purpose and Shine. And if you really want to learn how to level up your life, you should be listening to the Time to Shine Today podcast with my friend Scott Ferguson.
Hey, it's Time to Shine Today podcast time. And I got a super fantastic, awesome sauce treat for you. I had a fantastic interview with my good friend Angela Marie of Find Your Purpose and Shine. She started as a network marketer and blew the doors off of every company she's been with. And when I say doors, she earned cars with each one of the companies. She's going to share with you some serious knowledge nuggets about trusting yourself and taking action, obliterating your fear. And I could go on and on, but just sit back, relax, break out your notebook, take some solid notes, because here is my friend, Angela Marie. Hey, Time to Shine Squad, podcast squad. It's Scott Ferguson, and we are in like day 560 of our quarantine here, and talking to my really good friend, Angela Marie. She is from Eastern Pennsylvania, but she is a kick-ass coach, and you're going to find out why. And she always kind of asks the question to her people that is referred to her that what if she could show you how to transform your past and find your purpose in just 90 days? That's strong, by the way. What if you could stop the same things from happening over and over again? Decisions drive commitment. Be committed to yourself. You are worth it. Angela, my friend here, is a transformation coach, speaker, and author, which we're going to have a giveaway, so be ready for that, who's an excellent mom to her 3 children in Eastern Pennsylvania, makes herself available to travel across the country, helping people become better versions of themselves. So, Angela, thank you for joining. Please introduce yourself, but first, tell us your favorite color and why.
Well, I would say my favorite color is blue.
Blue. Awesome. And why?
I don't know why. Actually, when I was younger, my favorite color was purple. Growing up all my life, I loved purple. And for whatever reason, I just like the word blue. I think it's kind of like it. I think it pops. I think it's classy. I think that it's bright.
Yeah.
Like I like the brighter blues.
You can't see her on our video here, squad, but it would fit her color wheel perfectly, blue. So, but no, blue's my favorite as well. I'm looking at the Atlantic Ocean right here, and I love blue. It's like why I live and why
the best.
Kind of my jam. But anyways, let's go to your origins and kind of go back and start us what really got Angela into the coaching business.
Okay. So that's easy. That's an easy answer. I was actually in network marketing for 19 years of my life. In fact, when I was 20 years old, I was pregnant with my oldest son, who's now 18. And
folks, I'm shaking my head here because she looks like a baby. You know, no offense to you, Angela, because I know that you kick ass and you get it done, but you look young. Anyways, go ahead.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I actually have a milestone year birthday coming up on Friday.
4-0?
Yeah, you got it.
Good for you. I'm doing the math from your son. Not that you look anywhere near it, but go right ahead.
Yeah, I didn't have him when I was like 12.
All right. So network marketing, we're there. Take us from there.
So I was in network marketing and direct sales, and the very first company that I worked with was a health and wellness company, and that really was the turning point, the starting point, I should say, if you will, of, really understanding what it takes to work from home, understanding how to be self-motivated and work around, once my son was born, be able to work around him, because I got started in a home-based business when I was pregnant, because I wanted to be home with him. And initially I wanted to make like $500 a month at that time. Now we know that inflation doubles every 10 years, right? So $500 a month, almost 20 years ago that was a lot of money.
That's some coin. Sure.
Back then. Now it's like, what's that?
Right.
So I wanted to supplement my husband's income back then. And I did very well. I actually got to a point where I earned the car, and then I stopped working that business because they had a car program. And the reason why I stopped is because I came across this other company. Of course, I had these like dollar signs back then. Like, if I can make this much money now, which I was surpassing $500 a month at that time, by the way.
Right. Good for you.
Um,
Get that
of
car.
course. Yeah. And so, I made more than that, but I kind of had this like shiny object syndrome back then. So I got started in a travel company,
YTB?
and I love to travel. Huh?
Was it YTB?
No,
No. Okay.
no, but I've heard of that.
Yeah. Okay. I know. I remember that from back in that and doing that time frame.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I was excited about that. I actually was with them for 12 and a half years.
Beautiful.
And being with them for 12 and a half years, I've hit, top of the leaderboards. I've, hosted presentation calls, training calls, on the job training calls. I was usually on about like 3 times a week or so on those calls, sometimes 4. If they needed fill-ins, I would fill in. Absolutely love doing that. And in fact, when the market crashed in 2008, I made $53,000 in 3 short months.
Wow.
Part-time, working 10 hours a week.
Wow.
Like, where else can you go to do that in 10
No,
hours a week after a market crashes?
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
But before that, I hit bottom. I was in a really bad spot, financially, because of circumstances. I got myself, when I went through my divorce, got myself in a toxic, abusive relationship,
Right.
and was in and out for about 8 years of my life. And then from there, I had a daughter that was born with a cleft lip and palate. So that was rough, emotionally, on top of, postpartum depression, all of that. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride, to be honest. I mean, I think that you can agree that life is a roller coaster ride.
Absolutely. As long as we fail forward, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just said that yesterday. I said, all you have to do is just fail your way forward.
There you go.
Keep going.
Gotcha.
So I worked from there. There was a couple of different changes in that side of that company that I didn't agree with. And I got started with a CBD company, earned my Jeep in that program in 3.5 months.
Wow.
Hosting presentations, again, just trainings, things like that. And I love being in front of groups of people. And I love being in front of people. I love being on the phone. In fact, when I was a little girl, I was always on the phone. And I remember one of my parents saying, what if you actually, like, you're going to start making a living on the phone or something like that. I don't remember the exact words, but I literally do.
Right. You do. Right. You said you hold a lot of your coaching sessions via Zoom or Skype or whatnot, correct?
Yep. Zoom.
Awesome. So what did okay, let's take it a step back. What was your aha moment then to kind of roll into speaking and getting that done? I'm part of some network marketing companies in the higher up echelons of a couple myself, and I just kind of came naturally through time, the speaking part, but I'm really interested in the coaching part because our listeners are very interested, especially a secret sauce, for somebody that has just crushed it in the network marketing. I don't find any other business model that's better, than network marketing if it's done right. But talking to somebody that has crushed it and earned 3 cars in such a short amount of time, like, what was your aha moment?
So 9 years ago, I wanted to become a coach, and I plugged into personal development for 15 years of my life. Back then, it wasn't quite that long. And one of the coaches that I worked with, Danny Johnson, she was my inspiration. And I'm like, I want to be like her when I grow up. Like, I want to be able to impact. A lot of people do. You know who I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah. A lot of people probably want to be like her husband too, or ex-husband, right? Am I with the right Danny?
Danny Johnson. Hans Johnson is her husband.
Oh, never mind. Wrong Johnson. Danny Johnson from the Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Anyways, I got the wrong. Okay. I'm sorry, Danny. Please forgive me. Sorry.
So she really inspired me. I've been to over 60 of her live training events. I plug into group coaching with her, as well as one-on-one coaching. I've hired 3 coaches in the last 15 years of my life. And I really wanted to do that, honestly, 9 years ago, but I didn't know how. And fear got in the way, going out on my own, right? Because anytime you're underneath a network marketing umbrella, you're kind of like in that. It was a safety net for me.
Sure.
And so about 2 years ago, I made a decision. And that's when I went, you know what? I'm not going to allow fear to hold me back anymore. I'm not going to allow other people to say, you can't do it. You're never going to succeed, right? You're not good enough.
Right.
You're not a millionaire yet.
Right.
That's all like just fake stuff, right? It doesn't matter, right? If you're good enough, you're good enough, and you lead by experience and
Sure.
by example. And so I registered for an 8-week boot camp and with Vanessa Simpkins. That program changed my life 100%.
What program
And
was that for? Is that for coaching?
yep.
Okay.
Yes. It was called the 10K and 30-day program.
Got it.
And she's actually known as the bikini business coach, where you can do your business from anywhere, including if you want to work like at the beach,
Sure.
And I love the beach. I love the water. I love the sand, like Caribbean. And
We're
so
here.
that really,
Just kidding. I don't want to rub it
know.
in. I'm literally looking at it. That's why I have it set up like I do in here. Go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, you'll have to turn it so I can see it. So anyway, I, really learned how to set up my signature program, how to market. A lot of my coaching though was marketing organically, doing Facebook Lives, and found that there were so many people following me for a long period of time. Hey, I've been watching you. I've been following you. You're such an inspiration. And I started getting clients organically. People were reaching out. But we did learn how to run Facebook ads. I wasn't the best at that.
Right.
But I did grow my Facebook group. I grew my business page. And like I said, the majority of my business has been done organically or referrals.
Beautiful. Did a lot of it come from your network marketing contacts from the past?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Initially. Yeah.
So you dug into your sphere of influence, basically. So that's fantastic. Anyways, go ahead, please.
Yep. So that's really where it all really started. And so I learned how to set up a 90-day program. So I have a 90-day program and a 60-day program, which I decided to keep the 60-day for right now, just to help more people. But after this whole quarantine thing is done, I'm going to actually phase that out and then put together a mastermind. I'm in the middle of working on that piece where I can put together a mastermind class, and it'll be a 6-month group coaching program.
Okay, beautiful. So kind of like a Zoom setup or something where you bring excellent. Okay. So tell me something, Angela, what do you think makes a great coach?
Well, experience, number one. You have to have experience. And I think that real life experience, I don't mean experience as in, I dabbled over here or dabbled over here. I mean, like true, authentic experience.
Sure.
People that have been through the trenches, that have been in that position where they were able to, they stumbling blocks and they rose up. Sure. Right. They hit opposition after opposition. They hit brick walls, and that's funny. There's a brick wall behind me. And, and then from there, you just overcome those things.
Sure.
Also, what makes a great coach is somebody that's going to hold your butt to the fire and not allow you to make excuses. Right. So, think about this. You think about sports, right? Football, basketball, baseball, think about the teams and the people that succeed. They all have excellent coaches or great coaches.
Absolutely. Sure.
So you have to hold people's butt to the fire. You have to have content that works, and you have to be utilizing it yourself.
So not cookie cutter then, right? So you tailor it right to them. Okay.
You got it.
Beautiful. So what is your kind of secret sauce to finding someone's blind spot while you're coaching them? Something that's really digging there. Like because my listeners are always saying, yeah, you're talking to these coaches and whatnot, but they're not really sharing too much about what they do. Like, what do you do to dig in with your clients to find their blind spots so you can help them, like your website here says, blast through and transform them?
Yep. Okay. So initially, they schedule a breakthrough call. And in that breakthrough call, it's a free call. So they can go to my website, book a call right there on the front page, go to it takes them right to my calendar. And then there's 6 questions that I ask each person, right? And so that's the first piece. They have to fill that out. I go through it actually 3 times before the call, just to make sure that I got it. I understand it. I see where they're coming from. And one of the things that I teach is how to reprogram your subconscious and law of attraction. And I utilize that on a daily basis.
Sure.
So when it comes to law of attraction and affirmations, one of the things that I speak over myself is I love knowing that I'm attracting my ideal clients. So when I attract my ideal clients, those people that are coming to me, I can resonate with them. It's amazing to me how their background matches. So for those of you who are, that are listening right now, law of attraction works.
Oh,
100%
absolutely.
of the time, all day, every day.
Squad, you hear that? That just validates my knowledge nuggets that I put out there, that what you think about, you bring about. And
Yep.
and she's, a lot of it's talking about feeling forward, which is just fantastic. Angela, let me ask you something. If you're to look back, let's take a little Back to the Future time machine, back to the 20-year-old Angela.
Yep.
What are you telling her? What kind of knowledge nuggets are you dropping on 20-year-old Angela?
Wow. That's pretty deep, Scott.
It's time to shine today.
Yeah. What would I tell her? You know what?
Do what
How
you're doing.
stupid. I mean, how stupid she was. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't regret anything that I've been through in my life,
for you.
because I wouldn't be the person that I am today. And I wouldn't be in a position to coach people from my experience.
Right.
If I would have had it all together. If I didn't go through that divorce and then didn't go through that abusive relationship for 8 years, toxic,
Sure.
didn't go through, meeting and marrying a guy in 6 months and getting swindled out of over,
A lot of
50
money.
grand.
Right. Right.
I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it weren't for those choices.
Gotcha.
And really understanding the law of attraction, how it works, how to attract healthy relationships to you versus the toxic ones, right?
Love it. That's great advice. That's exactly what I would tell the young Scott. I would be like, listen, man, don't be afraid to, get your asking gear, ask a lot of questions, but also don't be afraid to fail. And I think that you're going to hit bumps no matter what. And that's exactly, I think that's what you're telling, Angela, which is fantastic. With you being a coach that had the base of network marketing, and I'm sorry, I'm a realtor by trade. My squad knows this. I deal with luxury real estate here in South Florida every day, and we're kind of on that rung of ladder. Like, you have a car salesman here, then you have the attorneys, real estate agents, and network marketers. So we're kind of that, okay, which is no problem. I mean, I embrace it. But with that being said, what's the one thing that you think people misunderstand about you most?
Well, misunderstand. Okay. You know what? That's a good one. I would say people that think that, oh, well, she should just be working with people that are in network marketing or direct sales.
Love it. That's a great answer. That's beautiful. So let's take our cell phone out of the equation. Okay. No cell phone. You don't get any, which I could deal with just perfectly, but no cell phone. What are 3 things Angela Marie cannot live without?
My kids. 100%. My kids. That's the first thing that popped in my head.
Love it.
Let's see. What else? Does a laptop count?
You got to have it. I get it.
Got to have a laptop. You got to coach people. You got to reach people, right?
Sure. Right.
You still have to make an impact.
Right.
And
so no like chocolate cake or chicken wings or anything like that?
I was going food for a minute. That's hilarious. It's a toss-up, Scott, between peanut butter cups and red velvet cake.
Wow, that's a tough one. That is legitimately a tough one. So what's the big thing, and I want to capitalize BIG, what's the big thing that Angela wants to accomplish in life?
Wow, I want to impact millions of people.
That's strong.
I want to go across stages with thousands of people, and I want to make the biggest impact that I could ever think or even imagine that I could do.
Love that. I love it. So then what's your definition of a life well lived?
Impacting millions of people's lives.
Okay.
By experience, by my knowledge, right? And just being there for people, helping people get over their fears, find their confidence, and thrive in every area of their life. I mean, that's my passion. And I've noticed that I even start doing it with my friends.
Good.
So you just kind of, and even my kids, they're like, oh my God, Mom, you're not coaching a coaching client right now. Yeah, but you know what? I'm coaching you.
No, I love your affirmations. I have my own as well. As long as you're taking actions on the affirmations that are provided to you,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. So we're going to do what's called my level up lightning round.
Okay.
And you and I could talk 15, 20 minutes on each one of these questions, but my producer will kill me. So what we're going to do
Okay.
is you're going to give me 5 to 7 seconds, and there's only 5 or 6 questions, and we're going to blast through these. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. What's the best leveling up advice you've ever received?
Get over yourself.
Love that. That's awesome. Shit.
It's funny. Get
No,
over
I
yourself
get it.
and find your purpose and shine is my book, is the title of my book.
I
I'm
love
showing
it. I love
Get
it.
over
And mine's
yourself.
Get Out of Your Own Way. And
Yeah.
I'll send you the cover when we're done. But anyways, the second question, I'm sorry, that one got me. I love it. Share one of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
Consistency.
Love that. Other than your own website, which is findyourpurposeandshine.com, and of course, timetoshinetoday.com, what is another website? It's my shameless plug, by the way, people. What is another website like you love to go to level up?
TakeYourPowerBackNow.com.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, not the book you're reading right now, not
Okay.
a book that's like sitting on your shelf that never gets read and people make up and say they read it, but what's your go-to book? Like the book that you're like, boom, I'm in the doldrums, or one of your friends and you just throw it to them, other than your book. But what's another book that you like to go to?
Wow. It's Rachel Hollis. Go wash your face.
Really? I've never heard of that. I'm going to have to get that.
Girl, wash your face. Sorry. Girl,
I'm going to
wash your
buy
face.
it, and then I'm going to put it in the show notes, people, because if Angela recommends it, we all need to read it. What's your favorite charity organization you like to support?
Couple of them.
Shoot them.
Definitely my church.
Okay.
Ministries of the church. Smile Train. That's a big one. Smile Train is actually, yeah. My daughter was born with a cleft lip and palate, like I said earlier.
Okay.
So that has to do with that organization.
Okay. That's fantastic. Last question. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No. Please. I'm sorry.
And King's Ransom Foundation.
And I'll give you a couple extra seconds on that. What's that one?
King's Ransom Foundation is for, obviously other countries, people that, kids being able to build orphanages, things like that.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Such a go-giver. Your heart is huge. All right. Last question. What's the best decade of music? 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
Ah, man, it's a toss-up between 80s and 90s.
You and I are good buddies then. Love that. So, Coach Angela, leave the Time to Shine Today squad one knowledge nugget that you do not want them to forget to take with them.
Wow. Okay. One knowledge nugget. What could that be? I've got a bunch of them.
Pick your best. Give it. It's a great squad out there. They're listening. They're tuned in.
I would say that no matter what, to go after your dreams, no matter what kind of fears that you're dealing with right now, to go after it with all you got and start moving forward, walking through your fears. Don't allow fear to hold you back. Don't allow lack of confidence to hold you back. And don't think that you have to have it all together, because you don't. You can start a business. You can start anything. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. You just have to take that one single step forward and take action.
Inch by inch, it's a cinch, people. That's what we always say. And by the yard, it's hard. So we start small. We're going to move forward. Even when we fail forward, people. So that's fantastic advice that Angela just gave us. Angela, where can we find you?
You can find me on social media, on LinkedIn, and Angela Marie. You can also find me on Facebook under Angela Marie, Find Your Purpose and Shine. I have a private Facebook group on there, but I'm going to be honest with you. The easiest way, just go to my website, And all my social media is right there in one spot.
People. It's beautiful. And I'm going to put everything in the show notes, so you're not going to have any problem finding it. Also, her favorite book, Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis, will be in there as well. Tell us about your book, Angela.
So last year, I decided to write a book. And for about 10 years of my life, I was told you really need to write a book. And I went to a networking event and I met another coach and another coach. There's like 3 of us, 3 different coaches. And they asked me, did you write a book? I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to write a book.
I just finished mine, so I can totally, mine's in publisher with the publisher right now. So I totally get the process. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know a publisher. I know nothing about writing a book.
Right.
And I still know very little about, writing and marketing and whatever. I just did it anyway. And that kind of goes along with just do it anyway.
Sure.
Get over your fears, move forward. So what if you fall, right? When you fail your way forward, you succeed. And so I made a decision to write a self-help book. It's actually going to be a series, Scott. This is the very first one that I wrote last spring. In fact, March of last year was when I started writing it.
What's the name of it?
It's actually here. Get over yourself and find your purpose and shine.
Okay. Excellent.
And it's a series. It's just a shorter book. It's like 74, 75 pages.
Those are perfect.
My reason for this was just to grab as many people's attention as I could.
Love it.
Right? People that don't like to read, people that don't have time to read. Of course, now we do here in COVID-19. But, originally you had that excuse, right?
Sure.
And so I figured if I could reach those people, even coaching clients, some of them didn't like to read, but they read my book in like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
That's great. That's a perfect length, especially for a self-help coach, or somebody that's a transformation coach. That's fantastic. And where can they find it? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, they can actually, I'm going to be honest with you. Like I said, the marketing of this book, I haven't done. Every single one of my coaching clients gets a copy of my book.
Okay.
If they want a copy of my book right now, they have to order it directly from me. I do have a bunch of them on hand.
Excellent. I'll put that in the show notes. I'll get that information from Angela and put it in the show notes. And people, this has been a fantastic, enlightening podcast interview with Coach Angela Marie. And, she dropped some serious knowledge nuggets, but really the one that really stood out is her drive, her responsibility that she takes for her actions, which gives her the ability to respond to anything and no matter what, going after your dreams with all you've got and walk through and just crush and obliterate fear in her getting up and starting her day with affirmations of that she knows she's going to attract her ideal clients is put her where she's at, put her at the level she's at. She's humble, she's happy, she levels up her health, she levels up her wealth. And guess what? You're part of our squad now, Angela. So we really appreciate this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and opening up and sharing some solid knowledge nuggets with us.
Awesome. You're very welcome. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate you and just everything that you're doing to help people. It's pretty awesome. So,
thanks, Angela. We'll talk soon.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks so much for listening to this episode of Time to Shine Today podcast. Proudly brought to you by Sutter & Nugent Real Estate Excellence, who can be reached at 561-249-7266 and online at www.sutterandnugent.com. If you are a business owner or professional who would like to be interviewed on Time to Shine Today, please visit timetoshinetoday.com/guest. If you like this episode, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to our website. Also there, you will see our recommended resources. We hope that you will support our show by supporting them. If you like what you've been listening to, it'd be great if you could just give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe while you're at it. I'm your host, Scott Ferguson, and until next time, let's level up. It's our time to shine.